Hello, 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 everybody. It's Lisa Copeland, and I am your host for Rise and Roar Mastermind. Thursdays at 12 noon Central is my favorite day of the week because I get to talk to my friends and my audience and people that follow me about everything that I'm passionate about when it comes to the Lioness movement. And so today I am super excited to bring on one of my very favorite humans on planet Earth. Not only is she my business partner at eXp Realty, but she is the founder of F.I.R.E, which is Faith in Real Estate. She's got a big message. This is her third year to put on the conference. I'm super excited. I'm so honored to be asked to speak at this event. And I'm going to not delay any further. I'm going to bring Nichole Jack Johnson to the stage, and everybody welcome her. Hi, Nichole.
Hey, guys.
Okay, so you and I are both in unfamiliar places today because neither one of us could get to the office.
I know we're usually right next to each other in offices, and today we're out and about. So
yes, well, we're just busy girls, though. You know, you're out making big things happen. So I told everybody, not only are you an incredible realtor, which we're not going to go down that road today, or we would be talking all day about all your accomplishments in real estate. What I really, the whole premise of this podcast, the Rise and Roar Mastermind, is to highlight people that are doing amazing things. Hold on a second. Here we go. That are doing amazing things, that are out changing the world, that people that stretch themselves, women that are lionesses, and you're a lioness for sure. I mean, 1,000,000%. And I want you to talk about your F.I.R.E event. This is your third year to put on F.I.R.E. What was the vision of F.I.R.E? Why did you do it? How did you get the courage to do it? Because we seem to live in a world that people they're not comfortable talking about their faith, number one. Number two, they get offended. Lots of offense we've seen in our lives, our careers. So take us down that road, because you are so passionate about this. And I know that you are. And I know how much you care about this event, and you care about the people who attend this event. So take it away, my friend.
Yeah, well, thank you. Well, I'm going to tell you something about me, Lisa, and I don't know if I've ever told you this, but when I was a little girl, I wanted to be a missionary when I grew up. So I was going, I was going to be like, I wanted to go to Africa one day, and which is so funny. Can you see me in the streets of Africa? But I had met with a missionary when I was probably about 16, and I said, I'm going to go to Africa one day. And he told me, he looked me in the eye, and he said, Nichole, your mission field is right here, right now. Oh, and wow. I'll never forget him telling me that, because we think that we have to go to Africa. We have to do these things. We have to be in these places to do the work of God, and we don't, right? And so when I meet with people, I always ask people, when's the last time you genuinely showed a stranger love, right? Have you ever talked to, when you're checking out at the grocery store? Have you ever just sat and talked with the lady checking you out? Your mailman, have you ever sat and talked to him and asked him how his day was, right? So ministry starts with the people who God puts right in front of our eyes, and it's loving them, right? It's just love. It's not necessarily preaching, it's just love. So that's been my mantra for all my life, of love. How can I share? How can I be a vessel of Christ and love people and share the love of Jesus with them today, right? So got into real estate, and I took that same mantra with me when I was meeting with clients, right? And if we have some realtors on the call today, we know, right? Real estate is so personal. It's so raw. You're dealing with money when you're moving. You're doing
high emotion, high stress, high emotion. It's someone's biggest purchase. It's their biggest anxiety, like all of it.
Yes. Yeah. And so people I was just loving them well, and people were asking me questions. Nichole, you have a piece about you. What's different, right? Nichole, and here's the thing: people started asking me questions. I never tell people like when you see people with those megaphones, you're going to hell if you don't have Jesus. That's not saving anybody, right? It's
Right.
the everyday connection and love. So long story short, I ended up having so many connections where I was bringing people to church. I was inviting them to ask Jesus into their heart. I became a missionary in the mission field of real estate. And I wanted to teach other agents how to do that. How can we become missionaries in the mission field of real estate where we are sharing our faith, where we are. And here's the thing, it's not just for real estate, the concept, right? The Bible teaches us how to own businesses. You know this, Lisa. It does. It teaches us how to own businesses. So I wanted to start a conference for several different people, for people who want to start doing ministry in their everyday careers, for people who want to practice how to own their business in a more biblical way, right? And for people who I heard from several people that kept their business and kept their faith in two separate platforms, right? And how do we couple them? And what does that look like? How do we bring our faith into our business? So we are so excited. So for March 11th, we have rented out the Bell County Expo Center. We have some amazing speakers lined up. Lisa's one of them. And we are going to literally encourage, inspire, and we are going to teach the crowd how to live out their faith and their business, and they will leave changed. I promise you.
And boldly, and
Yes.
it's, and people say in business, you shouldn't talk about religion or politics, and it isn't about religion. I think religion is where so many people get hung up, because religion is by works and faith is something different. And I agree with you. And, there's been times, that I'm writing a new book, and it's called Roar of Faith. And it's a parable about two women. There's Martha, and then there's Leona, and Leona's the lioness. But where most women fall typically is into the Martha. They're wonderful. They're good humans. They love their country. They love their family. They love their church. They love their business. They love everything, but they have a hard time coming out of the shadows because of fear. Because of fear of being mocked, because of fear of being canceled, because of fear of being talked about behind your back. When you think somebody's your friend and they're out there and they're really torpedoing you and you don't even realize it, right? So it's easier for people to be quiet, to go inward. And the world needs more people to go out now, to go out and save the world, to save the children, to save what's happening. Because frankly, the men have not done a very good job of it. And sorry, guys, I see my good friend Tony Rodriguez on here. But they've been the stewards of leadership, major leadership for a long time. And this book is really about, that's what I'm going to talk about at the conference. This book is about, showing women and men how to rise up in your God-given talent, your God-given voice, your God-given power. See, God gives every one of us an incredible amount of power. And it's what we do with it while we are on planet Earth is what is going to define what your legacy is. And so, that's the piece for me that I'm so excited to be able to take the stage and to share with my fellow real estate community, to share with my fellow entrepreneurial. I haven't always been that way. I haven't always been lived my faith out loud. I have not always done that out of just fear of, well, maybe they won't do business with me. Maybe they won't like me. And then I'm kind of like, what's more important? What is it? Is it that I get the deal, or is it more important that I know that I'm, on Judgment Day, that I'm standing in the right place. And, for me, and don't I want to take everybody that I know and love with me. And so it's an everyday walk for us. And I know, Nichole, I know you are just I just adore you. You're one of the kindest, sweetest people. If you guys, seriously, the minute I met her, it was like she just exudes the Holy Spirit. She's so sweet, but you're very bold in your faith. And I have seen you go out and talk to people in business and in life, and you've asked them the question. And I have seen very powerful people physically in front of my eyes shrink when you ask the question, just shrink. And that's when I know that what we're doing is the right thing. I know that we have a lot of work to do. As people, we have a lot of work to do, but I sure think about how important it is, that with whatever, what am I trying to say? Whatever life that I have left on this earth that God gives me, and none of us are promised tomorrow, that work matters, that somebody's life gets changed, somebody's business gets changed. That's why I love leading the team at eXp Realty, because I get to pour into my team. I get to pour into people, And I think another thing that we have to work through is offenses. And so I think there's just going to be so good. And our other speakers like Haas Pratt. Haas has been my mentor in real estate. He's now become your mentor. He wrote the book, The Listing Boss, but he's a devout Christian. He loves Jesus. Everything he does. One of my very best friends on planet Earth, Rebecca Contreras, is coming to speak. I actually talked her into that in Italy. Guys, she started out in the hood in East Austin. Okay, she was on drugs. She dropped out of high school. She lost custody of her daughter. And she made a decision one day, the day she turned her life over to Christ. And I'm not going to give away her whole story. It's amazing. She wrote the book Lost Girl, but I'm telling you guys right now, they're making a movie out of her life. That's how incredible her story is. But she went from the poorhouse to the White House, and she ended up serving President George W. Bush in the Oval Office because he was willing to take a chance on her, even though she couldn't pass the Secret Service background. He pretty much told the Secret Service, lay it down. I know her and I trust her, and I'm bringing her to Washington, D.C. because she had served him in the governor's office. And so, it's about people with redemption stories. I've got redemptions. We all have redemption stories, right? We've all fallen short, and we've all had to redeem ourselves. We've all had to forgive people that we don't want to forgive. We've all had to, take the hits. I talk about that in my book, to stand up for what you believe in. Man, people are coming against you. People you think that are your friends, they're going to tell lies about you. They're going to come against you. People that don't like you are going to come against you. You will lose friends, you will lose business, like all of it. But at the end of the day, you're so much richer. You're so much richer having a relationship with Christ and walking out your faith destiny. So Nichole, tell us about the other speakers, because those are my two speakers that I'm so excited about.
Yeah. So when I lived in Dallas, I served on a ministry. Autumn Miles has a ministry out there in Dallas. And if some of you watching today haven't followed her, please go follow Autumn Miles online. She has a huge platform in ministry, but she is fierce for Jesus. She has a shirt on her website, and she calls herself the gangster prayer, which I love that. If I'm going to be gangster about anything, Lisa,
Yep.
I'll be a gangster prayer. Okay.
Right.
But she has challenged me in so many times in my life, convicted me, conflicted me, and pointed me straight to Jesus. She is a powerhouse. So if those of you watching today, and we hope that you come to F.I.R.E, but if you're looking to be inspired, to be challenged, if you're looking to invite your faith more into your business, or you're stagnant, if you've been in a stagnant place where you're just not growing, you're not moving, you want to change in your life, I hope that you come to F.I.R.E. You can get that. You're going to get that at the conference. You're going to leave inspired. You're going to leave feeling different. And we're all gonna just praise. Lisa and I, we're gonna bring some praise and worship, some quick amount to the conference this year. So we're super excited about
I'm
that.
actually praying that Brandon Lake gives me a call and I'll be like, hey,
Hey!
you want to show up? That's probably not going to happen, y'all. I'm not trying to say Brandon Lake's going to be there, but he's my absolute favorite. Absolute favorite. I listen to him all the time when I'm having a bad day.
Get around some Christian, powerful women. If you're around Lisa and I, we are happy. We inspire each other. We love the Lord. We need community, you guys. Faith is important, in our family, of course, but community. Show me your friends and I'll show you who you are. And I believe that. I truly do. So if you're looking for some Christian community, I hope that
I was about to say, because maybe some people that will see this, or as we continue to promote it through the next 5 months, they'll see it and they're like, I need some new friends. I need some new friends that have courage. And guys, I have not always had courage. That's what the new book's about. Roar of Faith. It's like, like I said, it's a parable. It's about two women. They're both equally amazing, but one of them's got courage and one doesn't. And how do you rise up? And I love what you said, Nichole. Look at someone's friends and you can look at them. Who are the 5 people you hang out with, because those are the 5 people that are you. End of story.
And people wear off on you. They do. And hey, I would love for you to wear off on me. That's why I hang out around on you, or hang around you, right? So who you're around is going to rub off on you. And is that going to be a good thing or a bad thing? You've got to ask yourself that.
Yeah. And there'll be tons of business lessons in there, of course, and I'm really going to be talking about the new book heavily about how to become a lioness, how to rise up, in very, very trying, difficult times, and some of the stories of the amazing people that I've had the honor of being around, especially through my association with the Cardones. I've hung out with some pretty incredible people, and I've got some pretty great stories around it. And, I want to encourage you, like, your story's not done. Your story, it might just be written. I see my good friend Robin Godes on here. She's got a new book coming out. She tells her story. It's going to be phenomenal, right? She's a rock star, corporate, bad A, what, amazing, right? Top of the chain. But boy, she didn't just show up in that spot. She didn't just show up in that spot. She fought to get there, and now has written a new book about it. It's coming out soon. Robin, if you want to put your link in there, that would be awesome for your pre-sales. So, just a lot of really, really amazing women and man, Haas. I mean, Haas has got an incredible story. He was one of the top real estate agents in the world, wrote the book, The Listing Boss. He's had some challenges. Like, we've all had a crisis of faith. It's one of my favorite stories is, Moses at the burning bush. Like, you're all going to have a crisis of faith. Okay. I have probably had more than one. And, there's times that you're more on fire than you are other times. That's just human nature. For me, I think it's when I get lazy and I don't get intentional. Like, I've got to be super intentional. And there's just some things like in my life that have happened that have just, blown me back. And I'm like, okay, there's really only one way out of any of this. And that's through Jesus, right? Like, you're not getting out of this world alive. You're not. And I think the last year, Nichole has shown me like who my friends are, who I can trust, and who I can't trust, and I think that so much of that comes to me through, I heard in church about a month ago, it was so good. And my pastor said, pray for your enemies. He's like, if you're having a bad day, pray for your enemies. And all of a sudden your day will get a lot better. I'm like, pray for my enemies. Like, who the heck wants to do that? Well, that's what you're supposed to do. Right. And I'm telling you, it happens. It happens. Like, you just get this incredible mind shift. And so, I was so excited. This is Nichole's 3rd year to put this on. And when we talked about it, I told her, I'm like, you need to go get a big arena. Go get a big arena, because I totally believe that with everything that's happened on the planet, and I think a lot about Charlie Kirk. I think about him every day, and what happened to him. And he was unapologetic. And, we want to help people be unapologetic. I had the whole call. You're on my team. You heard the team call today, but I told every one of them, I want you guys to be unapologetic about who you are and what you stand for. And it doesn't have to be what I stand for and who I am. That's not it. But I want you to be you. I want you to be the best version of you. And you can't do that by yourself. You can't do that without a higher power. I don't believe, I don't believe that, because I think about when I'm not the best version of myself is when I'm not paying attention to God. It is. It's true. I could write a book about every time that I've taken my eyes off and the mayhem that happens every single time. And then when you have your eyes on God and on Jesus, when mayhem happens, you're able to work through it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Pretty easily.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So what else do you want to say, Nichole? I feel like I'm doing all the talking here.
I would just challenge everyone on, I can't see who's viewing, but I would just challenge everybody to pray for God to show you someone to love today. I just ask that you go show the love of Christ to someone. People are broken. People are hurting. We have no idea what's going on in their life. And one smile, one act of kindness can change someone's life. And I pray, one active prayer that I pray is, Lord, give me the lens of you. Give me the lens of Jesus. Lord, break my heart for what breaks yours, right? And when you pray that prayer, you start seeing the world a little differently. And another prayer that I pray every day, Lord, help me to be less of myself and more like you. Right? Because we're all have all the flesh inside of us, and our natural brains, right, think silly things, mean things, all the things of the flesh, right? But Lord, pray that if you haven't prayed that prayer today, Lord, help me to become less of myself and more like you. And he will, you guys, and he will open up your eyes, and you will start seeing the hurting, seeing the broken, and he will give you opportunities to be kind, to be loving. And here's the thing, people, I promise you, if you ask God to open up those doors for you, he will set the stage, and people will ask you, they'll come up to you, they'll say, Lisa, there's something different about you, tell me why. He will set up the stage every time, and so ask him to do it, and he will do it. So do that today. Go love on someone, look for the broken, say those prayers, and let's be the light into the darkness in the world today.
Well, you guys, and I'll tell you, you think, oh, this Nichole, this is who she really is. She sits right next to me every single day. She's really the kindest, sweetest person that I've ever met. And her light just shines. That's who she is. Like, I'll come in and I'm just like, oh, with everything that's going on. And she'll be like, hi, I love you this. And I'm just like, okay, how do you not change who you are and how you feel if you're around people like Nichole? And this has been her, I believe that this is your legacy. I believe that this is going to go so big. The Bell County Convention Center, the Cadence Bank Center, that's a big deal. Like, all the concerts that come to Bell County, they go there. And I'm talking the big concerts, right? So that's a big, that's a big arena. But, we're standing in faith that there's so many people out there right now. People have been through COVID. They've been through job loss. They've been through loss. They've been through financial stuff. They've been through an election. I see revival going on in our country. I'm super excited. I've just taken on, I'm going to be teaching at the business school at the University of Mary Hardin Baylor. And what happened? The Turning Point team reached out to me there and said, hey, can you meet with us? Can you help get this on campus? I see revival happening. I see revival happening in our country. Unfortunately, how it got here, you just never know how God's going to do that. But I think a lot of it started with the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And, we can't let him, the work he's done, die in vain. And so we're seeing it throughout our country. And, we're going to have to be bold. We have to be bold. You have to be bold about what you believe. You've got to be bold. And I'm not saying that, this isn't for everybody. It just isn't. And I understand that too. someone told me a long time ago, you're just not going to be everybody's cup of tea, Lisa. And I'm like, I don't want to be everybody's cup of tea, right? Like, I want the friends, my 20+ year friend, Robin Goad and Nick Austin. Like, I've seen the people on here, Lisa Reyes. Like, I look at the people that I love, that I do life with. And I'm like, I don't need everybody. I don't need everybody in my world. I need the right people in my world. And I think that by you putting together this conference, you're going to have a room full of hundreds, because what, you had 350 at your last conference?
250.
250. Yeah. And in the name of the Lord, we are going to double that this year to 500. And you're going to be in the room with people that you want to know, that you want to do business with, that you want to learn from, that you want to follow. All of that, right? Just 5 is what my grandma always said. Yes. Nichole, do you have a link you can put in? Oh, darn it. I don't know, because you can't see what I see, do you?
No, I can't.
What is your website?
Are you wanting to put the F.I.R.E ticket?
Yeah.
Eventbrite thing?
Yeah.
I'll have to, you have your special link.
I'm not worried about that. Is there an easy website to go to? I
don't have it like
okay.
Memorized. We need a smart domain. Hey,
we do. Okay, so guys, this is a live, so it's going to stay out there as soon as I get it. Nichole's coming to my house in a few minutes. I'm going to put a link in the comments if you're just catching this right now. Just March 11th, Bell County Expo Center, which is now the Cadence Bank Center. F.I.R.E, Faith in Real Estate and Business. It's for real estate professionals, mortgage, title, real estate, and entrepreneurs, and anybody else who's in business. And it's just like, I want to be around like-minded people. I want to be around people that not perfect. No way are we perfect. We're as fallen and as anybody else can be. But I want to be around people who want to do better, who want to be better, who want to do better. I want to be lifted up. Like I said, it's been a rough few years for a lot of people, especially in the real estate industry. It's been tough. We came off of COVID and then, all the stuff, right? All the stuff, and I just think that this is the time to bring people together, to bring like-minded people together that want to do business together, that want to have, relationships with other believers. And maybe you're not a believer and you're like, okay, I'm just going to go check this out. I really don't want to go to a church. I'm just not my scene yet. I'm not there. I just want to know more. I just want to know more and whatever. And this is kind of a really safe place to go because you're going to learn a lot about business too. You're going to learn a lot about business and all of that. So I will put a link in after we get off of this. So if you're tuning in, just be checking the comments. We'll stick the link in there. Nichole, you are just the best. You make my life better. I love you so much. You guys look at her beautiful face. Like, imagine that face and that smile walking into your office every day. And Nichole never has a bad day. Never. She walks with a big smile on her face and she just loves everybody. And that's just really who she is. So I'm not always with that smile on my face, loving everybody.
Well, and the last thing
I do think that God did not make a mistake bringing you to me. I know that for a fact because He wants me to have that smile on my face all the time and be, a little nicer. But He gave me you, so I'm so thrilled about that.
Last thing I'll say is read your Bible. For all those watching our thing today, you guys, this smile is from the Bible. It detoxes my soul, and that's what the Bible is good for. It gets all the junk out, and I promise you, the Word is alive, right? And it detoxes us, it heals us, and it's going to set you free. Spend 15 minutes a day reading that Bible, and it will heal you. I promise you, and you'll get this smile on your face. This is only from the Holy Spirit. So.
All right. Well, honey, I love you. Thank you. You guys mark your calendars, March 11th, F.I.R.E, Faith in Real Estate and Business. And we're super excited to see all of you there. Bye, everybody.